Hello everybody, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. We are painting a birthday card, or honestly this can be any sort of greeting card. You can write whatever you want at the top. It doesn't have to say happy birthday. So I'm just gonna quickly plot out my greeting because it's gonna take up like this much of the piece of paper, the painting portion, and then I'll do it at the end actually, just because I don't know how much it's actually going to take up. So you can take your pencil and if you have something round, I really need to clean this. That should do the trick. Just trace something round, like a nice, so that you have a circle. That'll do. And then you also want a hole, because I guess I should say this is going to be a donut. So there should be a circle in the center as well for your donut hole. Something like this. Anyway, depending on what color you're using, you probably don't want to make your pencil mark too dark because the edges are going to be quite dark. It's the top that's going to be lighter, so you don't have to focus too much on keeping it light, but I'm erasing the darkest lines just in case. So once you have your little donut drawn, you can choose your color. And I think I am going to go, what am I gonna go with? I'm gonna go with like a pink donut, where it has pink frosting on it, but only the frosting is going to be visible. And as usual, I have no room on my palette to mix any colors. I'm trying to bring my palette down so you can see. I've been trying to do a better job, I mentioned this, of showing what colors I'm using, like my palette, showing my palette and my color mixing and whatnot. Anyways, so you want to grab your color, and the edges of our donut are going to be the darkest because the light is going to be coming right from the top, so the middle portion is going to receive the most light and therefore be the lightest, and the shadows are going to fall on either edge. So you can start with either the inside or the outside. I'm just going to go with the inside. So I've taken my pink and I'm just trying to paint around that inner circle as best as I can, trying to maintain that circular shape. I'm already not doing a very good job of it. And you want to work fairly swiftly, quickly, because there's going to be a lot of blending going on. So that is our darkest portion. And as you go outwards, it's going to get lighter and lighter. So you have two options. I have cotton paper, so I am taking a bit of a risk here in that I am painting the outside first, because I want to then fade it to the center. We'll see if this is gonna work. That's why you want to work quickly. Or you could just fade it first, like fade this outwards and then paint the edge darker. But I'm just trying to work quickly. Okay, so then you rinse your brush, so there's just water on it, and you blend the two together like this, and you want to rinse your brush in between blends so that you're not carrying over a lot of pigment, because you want the center, like the top part of the donut, to be nice and bright. And we're gonna go over and adjust this anyways in a moment, but that paid off because that looks great. Even if I were to leave it, not to toot my own horn or anything, but if I was to leave this the way it is, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now what I'm doing now is I'm picking up pigment from the center by rinsing my brush, dabbing it on a paper towel so that it's mostly dry, and then just dragging it on the center of the donut to try and lift off as much pigment as I can. Once I do that, you know that we have a couple of options. You can just grab the same color that you were using, or you can grab like a darker, if you have a darker version of it. Alternatively, you can just add black, which I'm gonna do anyway. So there we go. And I'm gonna, okay, sorry, I forgot to, you need to switch to a thinner brush for this part. And again, you want to work fairly quickly here so that you can blend this color out. And what we're doing here is really intensifying the shadow portion of our donut. I'm really not doing a good job of maintaining my circle. It's kind of all wonky. And honestly, you can skip this part. Like, I think it looked really good as it was. This is kind of just an extra optional part if you want to make it a little more realistic looking. We're going to do the same thing on the inner edge. Like that. And then once again, I'm quickly switching to my bigger brush, rinsing it out, and just going around, making sure that's all blended nicely, that there's no cauliflowering going on. And we've got ourselves a fine looking donut, I would say. And you can see my pigment is starting to really spread towards the center, and I do want to keep it on the sides. Ah, I just totally went out of the, hopefully you won't be able to see that. So that looks pretty darn good, I think. I think we did a fine job with our little donut here. So I'm just adding some pink back in. I think I may have taken a little bit too much off. And then going and just adding some water to blend it back. But I still want to maintain the center, even if it's like a very thin part of the donut. I want it to be super bright. So I just keep lifting off that pink. I'm even tempted to just grab a paper towel and go over the center that way. So I want to maintain that highlight. I think I just went over my paper. I got a little too excited there. While this is drying, we can now write our greeting. So you can write it however you want. I think I'm going to do like I'm gonna write happy with normal letters, block letters. Happy, and then you can grab like whatever you have, a black pen, a black marker. I have this marker. My other ones that I have used in the past don't work on cotton paper because the cotton paper is very, I guess because it's so absorbent, it has these porous pockets. And this pen works for some reason, but the others don't do such a good job. It's mostly even. You can go in later and like erase your pencil marks, but I'm okay with how that looks. So, you know, I'm waiting for this to dry so I can add some sprinkles or whatever you want to add to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some birthday sprinkles to this. So let's see what colors I have available. I'm gonna start with blue, go closer, and they're just like those long ones. Actually, first I'm gonna water it down. And then I'm gonna go in and add like darker shadows on them. So just paint them on in random areas. Different directions. Going to do green as well. So again, I want to water it down first. I'm gonna grab some nice yellow as well. I'm gonna grab pink. I'm concentrating them just on one side because, I don't know, I want to make it look unique. Maybe a red one would look nice as well. Okay, so now I'm going back to the original ones. Like, I'll take my blue and I'll just add a darker streak on one side of the blue. And then I'll go in, what color did I do next? I think I did green next. And I'll try to just, it's still probably going to blend mostly with the existing shade, but we can go in with some white accent later and adjust that. I'm gonna try that with yellow. Pink. And red. Okay. So I've got quite a few sprinkles there. I mean, you can keep going as much as you'd like. I just don't want to like crowd this donut with sprinkles. I think people get the picture. But I'm gonna let these sprinkles dry and then we're gonna do something with acrylic paint that's gonna make them pop. Okay, so sprinkles are mostly dry, some are still wet, but I'm impatient, obviously. I've taken white acrylic paint and with the smallest brush that I have, which is my quadruple 0, I'm just adding a thin white accent to each sprinkle. And this is optional, like I'm going a little all out here, but I think it's fun. It adds some extra detail if you really like the person that you are giving this card to, then you can go this extra mile and add these accents and they'll be extra impressed with the effort that you put into making it. And I've suggested this before, if you don't have white acrylic paint, if you have one of those whiteout pens, that will work too. Or even if you have normal whiteout and you just want to dip your paintbrush into whiteout and try this. I've never tried that myself, but I don't see why it wouldn't work. I mean, it's white, it's opaque. It's definitely opaque because it's whiteout. It does a much better job than my dollar store white acrylic paint does. Okay, so you can even add white sprinkles by themselves if you want. Anyway, I think you get the picture there. So that is basically it for our birthday card. I hope you guys enjoyed this really easy tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comments, hit like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.